On this episode of Flower Gold Wizards, we're headed west to go meet our friend Ryan at an undisclosed location. But first, I gotta get out in the woods and rustle up some toilet paper. You guys are nuts. All the toilet paper is gone. Come on. What do you think about that, Rigby? What do you think, Rigby? You know, now that I think about it, I ain't worried about all that stuff. I'm just gonna relax. And go with the flow. All right, we're back at an undisclosed location. I don't know if you guys remember Ryan or not. Say hi, Ryan.
Hey guys.
Say hi to everybody in the United States and Scotland. Like I said, we're at an undisclosed location, and it's below freezing. It's 21 degrees, and there's not a whole lot of water running through this little creek. But I have done a test pan here, and I got about 7 pieces out of my first half test pan. So we're gonna stick here and see if I can get the sluices set up. I'll try to build a dam in here. I guarantee I won't have enough water to run my screen on my sluice, but I can still classify material. I did bring my classifier down here just in case, and I'll try to get that set up, and we'll do a little classifying and sluicing because things are looking good. Back in a bit. All right, we've got our sluice up and running here, and it's just like I suspected. There's just not enough water flow yet this morning because it's so cold out in this small little runoff creek that I'll be able to use my screen. So I'm down to classifying, which is fine. I can still move more material than I can panning. And I have thrown a couple of little scoops through here. And there are some little tiny dots of gold inside there already. We're finding gold in every single test pan. And let me show you the material we're working with here now. This material right here is just solid, real hard packed clay. Really mucky, sticky clay. And there is some material mixed in with it. And there's only about, I don't know, 3 to maybe 8 inches of gravels on top of all that clay. So I've been trying to drill a hole over there, dig down a hole, and then dig laterally, and trying to keep in this gravelly type stuff like this here. All right, and then just scraping a little bit of the top layer of that clay, and it's extremely difficult to do that. Okay, now this part of the creek right here is coming on, there's an inside bend there, and it's right in a straight line right here, and then it kind of turns itself into a little inside bend right here, and then it's a real sharp S-turn right here. All right, Ryan's down working on just the other side of that inside bend there, and he's finding gold. So I think what I'm going to keep doing is punching a hole in here and digging this way and this way, try to bust up some of that ice that's holding up all these nice gravels. And I'll show you some of the gravels I have been pulling out of there. This stuff right here, and it's just tough playing with this clay. Here's my classifier right here. Now I'm just kind of shaking it out in my pail, for probably under a minute or so. I can't waste my whole day trying to bust up all this clay. I'll never get nothing done. So I'm trying to find that happy medium here. And believe me, there's plenty of clay coming out with this stuff here. So let me fill up a whole pail, run it through there. We'll do a brief clean out, and then we're going to start busting our backs because that's how it's going to get done today. It's a numbers game here too. Back in a bit. All right, we're back in business. I got about big half pail here, That's all I need to run. I don't need to fill that all the way up. And then we'll start feeding it on there. And you can see it is clearing out rather nicely. I mean, it's not just instantly gone. It's taking just a second. That's exactly what we want to see. Now, it won't take long and that water will clear up there. I've been digging upstream a little bit. I may try down in there too once it starts thawing out a little bit, but most of that stuff's still locked up in ice. But for now, it really looks like we're running well. I'm quite pleased, and I know there's gold in every scoop I'm throwing in there. So let me run a bunch of this stuff through there, and we'll pick it back up. Back in a bit. I'd just like to fill everybody in on a little wager I've got with Robert over at Highland Mining over in Scotland. He finds a lot of flower gold over there too, and you know, I've been watching his channel and I like his channel, so I proposed a small wager. The first one to find a picker would get said goodies out of said wager. I threw up a 41 Merc dime, and he's got something or another up for the wager. So I figured this would be one of my best chances to try and find a nugget. And for me, I told him it'll be a small picker probably. That's going to be a Wisconsin nugget. So game on, Robert. Good luck. All right, we're still running away here, and I can actually see some gold in there. There's a small piece. There's my finger there, right down in there. And the water's still a little bit murky, but I know there's more gold in there. I can see another one right there. Let's see if you can see that. And that's still a little murky, but we're doing well. And I just wanted to show you guys, when you're working with clay like this absolute sticky yick clay, when you put it in your pail, after it sits there a little while, it turns back into kind of hard clay again down at the bottom. So what I do is I put a couple inches of water in there, and I just, see that? It's hard as a rock right there. And I just, you know, stir the top couple inches here like such. Make a mush out of it. That way, when you throw it on your sluice, it won't roll down in big balls and steal the gold out of there. There's a chunk of gold right there. That one was good. Yeah, we're doing quite well. Now I can see gold at a few more spots in there. That was a nice little scoop there. But I just wanted to show you that, because if you leave that pail sit there for, I don't know, an hour without touching it, you'll have a big tubular shaped chunk of clay. Back in a bit. All right, I got a 5-gallon pail run through there. Well, a big half of one. It's classified. And I can see gold in the sluice here, just up on top in that little section of V-mat I got. And then I got my Allen Robertson high-low V in here. I just want to test and see if I could get that to work in my sluice as well, because I like to test all my equipment. So I'm going to do a brief little clean out here. Everything's freezing up. It'd be a tough day to be panning, because you got to keep everything underwater. That's froze solid. So I'm gonna do a brief little cleanup. And if I find that I'm working the right areas in this little body of water here, then we're really gonna get after it. So let me get this cleaned out in a pan, and we'll see what's in it. Back in a bit. All right, we did a quick little clean out here, and it's tough. It's freezing up solid out here, but we're getting some gold. I got them nice pieces. There's a whole bunch of flour in this stuff, but it apparently it likes to float. So I think we're doing the right things here. There's some you can see that some are quite bigger than their neighbors. So panning would be definitely out of the question down here right now, or at least not ideal. Look at them nice pieces there. Let me get my big sausage finger down there. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I got that hole started right here, and I'm just going to keep digging digging that way, and hopefully I can make a turn into the bank there just a little bit. Well, not the bank, but you know, that little gravel deposit right there. And I might take a little walk up the creek here and see if there's anything that really jumps my eye. Back in a bit. All right, we're gonna do a brief video update, and here it is. Here's some of the gold that we've, or at least I've been accumulating so thus far, and we're doing all right. There's quite a few pieces in there, nothing giant by any means, but they're decent pieces, and plenty of them. This clay is proving to be something of a nightmare. Okay, what it's doing is, even if I put it in my pail here and roll it all up and you know, smash it up, I put it on there, and it's got little small balls, and it's rolling right off the sluice and right down into here. And I've been checking my tailings, and this stuff just turns right back into clay again. All right, and I'm finding a good amount of gold in my tailings here. So I'm going to put the kibosh on the sluice in this particular area just because of that reason. I've been digging up in here, and you can see it goes down a few inches, and it just hits that absolute clay. And the areas I really want to work, a lot of these inside bends are just, they're froze solid. You can't even get no material out of any of it. And Ryan's down here, he's panning on this big S-turn down here, and he is really getting some nice pieces, excellent looking pieces. And he's been pretty quiet over here, so maybe he's on to something over here, and he's just not giving it up. What else? You know, we're still plenty cold. He's standing on 6 inches of ice there, and he's been kind of plugging away at this big inside bend on this S-turn. See, it's coming around here and then doing that 360 basically. So he, like I said, he's getting some great pieces out of here. He's trying to get as much material out around this big rock here as he can. So I'm going to take just a short walk with my pan and shovel and snuffer. First, I think I'll go up. There's a road up there somewhere. I'll take a walk up that way, and if I don't see anything good, I'll come back, maybe pack up my gear, and we'll take a walk down that way. He says there's a couple spots down there where there's a little bit less clay. Might make life easier for us. We'll see. Back in a bit. All right, a little video update and some horrible news. Well, I decided to take the walk, and we're working up that way a ways, over there. And I grabbed my pen, and I forgot to suck the gold up out of it that I was just showing you. So it's laying over there somewhere when I flip the pan. That's no big deal. I decided to work in this here area. It's the creek is coming around over there, and it's on a real long inside bend here, and then it's coming down, and then it's another one of those real sharp S-turns. But all the material on these wide open spots are froze solid. You can't get nothing out of there. So what I decided to try is getting in one of these narrower areas right here, where all the material has to kind of focus through this one area here. So all the gold that's downwind of me that may have come from up there had to go through this narrower channel here. You know, it's gonna do a couple of things. It's gonna keep it thawed out. As you can see, I've been busting ice out of here, and that's a few inches thick. And I moved that big rock out of that hole right there, so I've got a whole bunch of gravels to work with here, and I don't see nearly as much clay right off the get-go. So I'm gonna take a few shovelfuls out of here, and I do have a little bit on the end of my shovel here already. There is some clay, don't get me wrong, like this here, but there's a lot of gravel and stuff stuck on top of it, and there's gravel deposits up towards the bank a little bit more than just clay. So I'm gonna give her a shot here and See what comes of it. Back it a bit. That water's a lot warmer than it looks. There's a nice piece of quartz. I'll give that a toss. Hey, Chris, Lily. I'm just gonna pan it in this hole right here because it's deep enough. And if I find any gold in this stuff, well, look at that clay, big pile of gray clay. If it's deep, here, if there's any gold in it, we'll dig a hole down there somewhere and go to work down there. All right, video update number 17,004. We just decided to move around a little bit here and there and do some panning. Here's a pretty typical look at what we're getting here. I am back to putting gold in my snuffer rather than throwing it out in the snowbank. I'll give you a little bird's eye view of where we're working now. We were working way up there, and Ryan had a few piles here from when it wasn't froze solid. In this here area there, and you could see an old tailings pile from him right there, and he said he was doing good, and we are. This is a real hard inside bend coming around like this here, and I'd like to be up there just a little bit more tight, but it's froze solid. But he's got a small hole over there he's getting a little bit of material out of, but there's a little bit of gold in it too. So I'm working on this here area right here. The current is pushing these big rocks down and around this bend here, and they're kind of settling out all in, you know, basketball size or so. But underneath all that stuff, there's workable gravels. It's a real treat because it's not all clay, and there is gold in it. I had one pan with 2 pieces, one with none, and one with about 5, and a couple of bigger pieces as well. So we're gonna keep plugging away at this spot right here, and maybe take another walk downstream and see if we can find something else. Video update 18,007. We've been panning, and I did it again. Cut my darn fingers open. This time both hands, a couple of fingers on each one. Turns out my basket here has got a couple of sharp spots, but my hands are so darn cold I can't feel myself getting cut. So I'm just leaving little puddles of blood everywhere. God darn it. But anyway, we're doing really well. I've got some really nice gold in here for just panning, I tell you what. And Ryan over there is doing the same thing. He's switched over to that area over there, and I'm still working in this spot right here, but I'm getting gold in every pan, and so far I've had a couple of best pan of the days. So I'm going to take this a little bit of a fiver here. Look at that. I'm leaking. So I'm going to take a little fiver, have a little sandwich or some sunflower seeds or something, and soak this thing in some snow. Back in a bit. All right, we've got our pan of material here. You can see it's just kind of gravelly looking stuff, but you know, it's got a little bit of organic mixed in with it, you know, some dirt of some kind or another. Got some hand-sized rocks in there to squash them off, and all this material that we're getting this gold from is coming right off the top here. The top 6 inches, at least that's where I've been having my luck. And I'll just wash this stuff off here. And this super sluice works amazing for this. These big ripples absolutely catch what I'm looking to catch. This little minute gold, it's been chewing through this material and catching that little flower gold really well. This water is dirty. There, now we're getting down there. Get a couple of those bigger rocks out of there. Okay. Come on, here we go. And you can be pretty quick with these pans too. I mean, it covers up so much material. You're not going to lose a lot. I mean, look at that black sand getting concentrated down at that bottom there. And let's see if we can spot any gold. Come on now. Absolutely. Let me see if I can get this shooken up here a little bit. This dirty water. Whoops. All right. That was kind of quick, but right there. Where is my finger? Right there. Right there is 4 or 5 pieces or so. And that was kind of a quick pull back, and there's a couple more scattered about in there. So I'm going to get these sucked up. There's a little bit bigger one down there, right there. So let me get these snuffered up. We're going to do a little scouting around. Back in a bit. Well, and that's going to wrap it up from Undisclosed Location, Wisconsin. We've been panning and walking around for 7 going on 8 hours. I'm beat. So is Ryan. We're going to get the heck out of here. We both got some good gold today. I didn't get my nugget, Robert. I hope you didn't either. But it's game on. So until the next episode, like, share, subscribe. Please do leave a comment. Check out my Patreon page. It's in the description below. Flower Gold Wizard and Ryan, out.